Hi guys and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 23. It is now time to continue our MotoGP career mode, and it is time for round 14. And it is the Japanese GP of Motegi. Now it's not a track I'm usually very good at, so we'll see how it goes with the factory Ducati starting from the back of the grid. So here we go then, from the aforementioned back of the grid. We'll wait for the the red lights to disappear, and away. Oh, it's a long wait on the line, but away we go. Looks like Alicia Spargo's had an absolute nightmare. He's gone down to 22nd, as once again for the second race in a row, Paul Espargaro is up there in the top 5. Magnificent from the man on board the Gas. Well, I will say, of course, I didn't do any practice or qualifying for this one since we're starting from the back of the grid, but I did notice every single session was wet, but this sprint. Don't know what it's like for the race, I didn't look, I just sort of mostly focused on just doing whatever the sprint was. However, it did say there was a small percentage of rain or water still very much on the track as we go into the right hand side there. Look at that, 2 for 1 into turn 5. The buy one get one free offer is still on as we lunge into turn 5. Not one, but 2 riders, our 2 biggest championship rivals, straight through, no questions asked, easy peasy. So of course we're on an absolutely wonderful streak regarding sprint victories, and we haven't finished anywhere less than first in a long time, so I'm hoping not to end that. But I will say, this is the track that has me a little bit nervous. I'm not all that confident or all that good here in Motegi, but I do feel with this Ducati I should definitely get up there fighting with Marquez in no time whatsoever. So straight through now on Paul Espargaro. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, it's been raining all the way through, and there was still apparently 5% water on this track right now. Doesn't look it, but the medium rear was quite cold when we started this sprint here today. So into the left hand side then, keep it in tight, not that tight, goodness me, almost ran across the corner and blew it into the victory corner, but we're alright. So looking at the gap then to Marquez, we've got to hurry up a bit here. 1.2 seconds is the difference between the 8 times world champion and the soon-to-be 3 times world champion in the form of my virtual rider. But Johan Zarco ahead of us. I think I'll be able to get through going into the brakes here. A little hard on the brakes, I can't go through. Wanted to go around the outside there, but I think I wasn't really close enough. I think if I went for that lunge, probably too much contact would have ensued, and I would have lost significant time. Johan Zarco then under threat here as we go this time around the outside into turn 5. That's 2 wonderful overtakes in 2 laps in the same corner. Magnificent. Really enjoying my time here with Motegi here today. But as I say, with no practice, no qualifying or any sort of preparation for this one, I don't feel all that confident. But now I'm onto the track. Now I've done the first lap, got through on both Miller and Bastianini, now on Zarco. I feel like this one could go rather well. Gap has actually gone up to Marquez though. Has Marc Marquez got something in reserve here to deny us from what would be, I don't remember how many sprint victories in a row this would be. Would it be 12 sprint victories in a row? Could be. The only time I didn't win a sprint was in the Turnmaster Rio Honda, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check back, but as far as I'm concerned, I think that is true. So as it stands, that would be our 12th in a row. 13th in total if we can get this one done here today. And I gotta say, Marquez, he's actually on it. What lap time is he doing across the line? Marquez a 1:41.935. All right then. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. 1.3 is the gap, and we have to hurry up. We've got to find way more time here per lap to catch up to the 8 times world champion. Of course, this will be the last year we watch Marc Marquez on the Repsol Honda. In fact, oh, will it? With the new rider transfers in MotoGP 24, there's a possible chance that Marquez might go back to Honda by the time we get up to MotoGP's Premier class. That would be bizarre if that happened. What, a 1/10 of a second. Ooh, and we're not catching, you know. I think I might have already peaked here at a 1:42.1. I don't think I've got enough to catch him. He's pulling away. I feared that this could be the case here in Motegi. I have won a sprint here before. There's Jack Miller's gone down. That's it. Championship done and dusted for Jack then. I think he was already mathematically out of it as well, but to be honest, I don't think anyone, even if it's mathematically probable, or well, it's mathematically possible, but I don't think it's probable that they'll win the World Championship. I think that's definitely ours to win this season, but in turn it's also ours to lose if we crash in every single sprint and race to the end of the season. Cannot win the championship today. I think that will be reserved for the next race in Mandalika. I think it could very well end in stunning fashion in Mandalika. Went out of the right-hander then. I have found a few tenths of a second, but I fear that Mark has found time as well. He certainly has. In fact, there is the standing on the right-hand side of your screen. That gives you an indication of the actual difference in championship points. And by the end of this weekend, we might actually have 200 points more than Enea Bastianini. Marquez would be up to third in the championship. Jack Miller would drop out of the top four completely. So that's a bad go at it here today for Jack Miller. Just noticed actually, myself and Marquez set identical fastest lap times there. A 1:41.835 for me, a 1:44.835 for Marc Marquez. Now that gap is still very much hovering, oscillating ever so slightly within tenths of a second, but it's still there, isn't it? 1.5 seconds is the gap. It's not moving in our favour. I've got to get him within a second to really have a go at him. But considering we're half race distance now for the sprint, I don't see this happening now. 1.8 is the gap. Marquez is on another level here. Yeah, oh my god, he's pulling chunks of time away from me here. I can't believe this. Well, I did say it could happen. My win streak ended in bud, and the sprint streak will end here today. A little bit disappointed by that, to be honest. But at the same time, it's good to have a bit of parity and still enjoy the racing and action for the viewers. Keep it interesting, keep it fun, keep it exciting for the viewers. That's all that really matters. So of course guys, if you are enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. It certainly helps the channel grow, and it certainly helps keep you inundated with MotoGP 23 content. So across the line, Marquez did not improve, but neither did I. So we've dropped now to a 1:42 lap time. 3 lap times, all within a tenth. Good enough for me, or 2 tenths should I say. Pretty good effort in the halfway stage of the sprints. Are we closing in again? This is yo-yoing a bit, isn't it? For the first sector, we're able to close in on Mark, but the latter stage, sector 2 and 3 is where Mark pulls away. I would say sector 4 we're able to still pull time against him due to the braking into the 90 degrees corner. Ooh, a bit of a wheelie there. If I avoided that wheelie, I think we would have been in a better situation to catch up to Mark there. Into turn 7. Back into the right-hander for the right-hander of turn 8. Still finding time, but that gap has come down. It was 2 seconds. It's now down to 1.4. Oh, Paul Espargaro's gone down. Paul has crashed out on lap 5 of 6 here in the sprint of Motegi. And his run of form of excellent point finishes has come to an end for the man on board the Tech 3 gas. And this is going to be a new lap time coming in for us. A new fastest lap, should I say. It looks to be happening. Onto the brakes. Keep it in tight. Do really love that 90 degrees corner. Certainly favours my kind of riding style. Straight line braking, quite hard on the brakes. I do like those sort of moments as we now dive into the victory corner. We're finding time. But is it too late? Marquez, the gap is 1 second across the line. Fastest man on track. 2 additional tenths found there on lap number 5. And Marquez, no, I think he's holding on, isn't he? We've got to get that gap down to less than a second. Onto the brakes. Gap is still 1 second. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? The sprint streak will officially end today. But through no fault of my own, really. Starting from the back of the grid, I tried to move through as the riders as fast as possible. But even with that, I couldn't get the job done. And that is why we start from the back of the grid, to make sure things aren't too easy for your championship leader. Still on a good lap here nonetheless. Ooh, a bit deep there for turn 7. That's your curtains, boys and girls. It's not going to happen now. And a bizarre track limit warning there. I don't think that benefits anyone to go through that part of the track there, but okay, it is what it is. Onto the left-hand side for the V corner. We are 9/10 of a second loss. So it's a big shame that, because we were on some really good pace lap times there. So we're going to be starting a new streak for Mandalika then, I guess, because this one has now been broken. Like with anything really, good streaks, good history books, etc. Rules as well are meant to be broken, and looks like it's the one's going to get broken here today. We're on an absolute record this season, one of the best seasons in MotoGP history, if I do say so myself. Ooh, what a way to end this Japanese sprint. That would have been a nightmare. God damn it. Quick look at the team to give them a thumbs up to let them know I'm alright, and yeah, we've won once again. Excuse me, we've finished second place, finished on the podium once again in this magnificent circuit of Motegi. So those 9 riders on your screen right now are point scoring positions. Bassini taking some points. Nowhere to be seen for both Jack Miller and Maverick Vinales, so let's see how that affects their championship standings in the battle of the 2023's MotoGP World Championship. Yeah, Maverick has dropped, Jack has dropped, Marquez leapfrogs those two to get up to third place of the championship. Bassini's still behind by 176 points. Let's crack on with the race and see if we can get 200 points more than the Beast. So here we go then, boys and girls, starting from the back of the grid. As mentioned earlier, we'll wait for the red lights to go out. It's a long wait here, but we were alright. Ooh, a lot of riders taking really long times there to get off the line there. Was that Digia who barely moved? In fact, no, I think it might have been Alex Marquez. Yeah, it was, because we just passed Digia. He'd barely moved off the line, so God knows what's happened to him. Well, he has lost a lot of time there, but we've now moved up from the last place on the grid to 8th place as we try and get through on Quattraro. Look at that. Opened it up quite nicely. We might be able to get through here with power setting 2 for the duration of this race to keep things interesting. There's Paul again, still up there fighting for third. We go around the long way of Luca Marini, and once again it's opened up to go through on Bastianini into turn 5. Oh, he's going to be absolutely sick of the sight of me in turn 5. Marvellous. Beautiful overtake, clean as you like, through on teammate and the man in second place in the championship. And there is Paul Espargaro holding on to a temporarily podium position. I say it's temporary because, well, let's be honest, I'm going to get through sooner or later. Is it here? I think it is. Not quite. He did go a bit deep there, but I think... Oh, look at... Yeah, he really struggles with the speed on that factory... the satellite KTM. Not quite got the grunt to really accelerate outwards, and I think, yeah, we've already passed Paul and we've already left him for dust as we start our pursuit to get back to winning ways. Didn't win in Buddha, of course. Didn't happen. We weren't able to after a little bit of a mishap. Now onto the left-hand side. Here is the victory corner. In pursuit of Marc Marquez. Don't forget, he just won the sprint a few moments ago, so he's definitely got the speed, definitely got the tenacity and the temerity to win here in Motegi. It's just a case of Willie. Into turn 1 then, going for that wider line. Tight apex, bring on the power. We'll be through by this next left-hander. Bit of slipstream. Onto the brakes, around the outside of the 8-times world champion. Easily done. We're now up to second place. Marvellous. Maybe I should have considered power setting 1 for this one. I thought power setting 2 would be a bit more fair. And so far, I think it's worked out rather well. But of course, guys, if you are enjoying, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Would really appreciate it. So underneath the bridge, Miller is ahead. Gap is less than a second. 9/10 to be exact. We've got him in our sights. Is he going to disappear away from us? He definitely can. He has the speed. But what lap times will we be doing now that we've all dropped to power setting 2? Out of the left-hand side then. This is the V corner. Onto the right-hander for the hairpin curve. Marquez is still there, so we're yet to drop the MotoGP, former MotoGP World Champion. Well, there goes Jack. He's pulling away nicely. Onto the brakes. Do really like this corner. This is the 90 degrees corner here in Motegi. Turn 11. underneath the second of the two bridges. We're closing in on Jack Miller. What's the gap? And we go over the line. What lap time is Miller going to set? Across the line, here goes the KTM man. It's a 1:41.9, and there's that lap time again, a 1:41.835. We've seen that twice in the sprint, and now we're seeing it again. Providing we just stay on it and keep that sort of pace, we will catch him pretty quickly. Maybe not too quickly, but we'll catch him within a few laps, I don't doubt. Miller's probably going to make me look foolish now, isn't he? He's going to start churning in lap times of a 1:40 possibly. Hopefully not. That would be really soul-destroying. There is the right-hander for turn 5. Not able to make an overtake there this time around. Apologies. Wasn't close enough to Jack, of course. 0.8 of a second. So this time, on the last lap, we were 0.9 away. We found a 10th. That's all we need. Just keep finding a 10th. That's all we need. We've got plenty of laps to go here in the Japanese GP. Keep on the power. Keep on the pressure of Jack. Yes, it's coming. Oh, he's looking behind him. He knows it's coming. He knows we're on a charge here. Oh, Jack, I don't envy you. The hunter and the hunted. Jack is going to be hunted down. I'm excited for this one. I like this sort of racing, you know. You're just pulling away a few tenths each and every lap. You've got that bit of pressure just building. I hate being in Miller's spot. I much prefer to be the shark, the hunter, rather than the victim. That little fish that's trying to get away is Jack Miller right now. And I tell you what, he's doing a good job, but he has lost a bit of time there as we found, well, we found a thousandth of a second. Nothing to get excited about, but that's great consistency, and that's all we need per lap. 1:41s constantly, and we'll be right there with Jack in no time. And in fact, we're already there. This has the makings of being one of the best races this season. I know it's early days to call it, but with Jack being that close to us, Marquez not too far behind either. We're on a good pace lap times here. The pressure's building. The pressure is building. I still think Jack's got some more in it though. I don't think he's just going to give up. And he's definitely not going to take it lying down. He's going to go full send here. Bit of a theme amongst the aces now to go full send. Bit deep for turn 7. Not quite making short work of Jack. I am pushing though. I won't lie to you. I'm on the limit here. It's been a while since we've been pushed this much with the factory Ducati. In fact, I don't think we've ever been pushed this much with the factory Ducati. The last time we were basically pushing like gung-ho is when we were in Miller's situation on board the Red Bull KTM. The difference a season makes. I said the same thing in Bud. The fact that I have become Bastianini from last year's season. I've become that person. That the person we were so determined to beat, we have now become that person when the others are trying to beat us. Magnificent. The dynamics and parity of MotoGP 23 career mode. Marvellous. Here we go then. Bit of slipstream. This will drop us into the 142s. Bad times, but we're still very much on it. Miller's gap is down to 4 tenths. 6 tenths, 7 tenths. Where's he found that time? Maybe I wasn't so good in the first corner after all. But I know I can pull that back on the brakes. As we do very nicely here for the left-hand side. A bit tight. It's okay, it's okay. I thought I was going to touch the apex a bit tighter there. Upshifting to third gear is helping a lot in that left-hander there for turn 4. It's certainly helping a lot. I have heard the rumours that MotoGP 24 is it was going to reduce the pickup effect in MotoGP, but now apparently it's been completely removed, which I'm really disappointed to hear. Really got used to the pickup effect, and I really like it. So that's a shame, but we'll talk about MotoGP 24 another day, because right now I'm in pursuit, and I've got the bit between my teeth. I am determined to catch up to the number 43. Of course, the last time we fought on track was in the Indian GP, and unfortunately for Jack, he crashed out. He made big contact with me and then went down on the floor. Oh, Jack, a little bit tight to the apex for there for the hairpin. He's crumbling. Oh, it's happening. The pressure That 47 behind you is coming. And here we go then, late on the brakes. Is your dare into the 90 degrees corner. Bit aggressive, but Jack will fight back. Beautifully done for the number 43, but look how close we are now. The pressure's not on me, it's on him. This is it. Ooh, a big wheelie there coming out of the victory corner. But across the line, we could go through it to turn 1 here, which we do. Back into the 141.8s again. That was all we needed. Jack will run it back through, but I'm not concerned about that because we have the left-hander approaching. We know we're quick, we know we're fast, and we know we're through to take the lead. That was 4, maybe 5 laps of preparation for an overtake. Patience is the key, boys and girls, and that has worked out wonderfully here. Can we now escape the clutches of Jack Miller? Will we be the hunter turned hunted? I guess we might be, you know, he's not giving up. 0.2 of a second is the gap. Alright, pressure's on me now. Tempted to let him get past and I'll do it all again. I'd rather do that than to be pressured. Because building the pressure, of course, after each and every lap, it becomes eventually, for some riders, insurmountable. I am not all that great with the pressure from behind. Sometimes I don't tend to overthink what they're doing or start looking behind them. I try and think about getting away, and that's when I might make a few mistakes. I would say I'm all right with the pressure, but I feel like I could work upon it, and I think this would be a great chance to work on it today. So on the brakes, we have Miller half a second behind. Lost a bit of time there for the 90 degrees corner, not quite as concise as the previous braking marker. Good stuff into the victory corner though. Careful not to wheelie this time around. Very relaxed on the power. Could probably use the ride height device there, but as you know, I'm not a massive fan of the RHD. Look at that championship standings though. This is good for Miller, puts him well into the hunt for third again. In fact, puts him in the hunt for second place in the championship. We need 9 more points to be officially 200 points clear from our teammate. That's ridiculous. We're almost 300 points from our future teammate, let's say. Challenger, I wanted to say, but that's not really the right word. Basically, what I suggested to go to the factory Yamaha team for next season. Just don't know if I'll actually be able to get that season done, since MotoGP 24 is rapidly approaching. Might be able to get a very short season done. I'm not sure. I don't want to put the pressure on myself or the viewers to make a decision on that yet, but I decided, just in case, ask for the Yamaha, try and improve, beat Fabio, join the Iwata factory, and if worst case scenario, maybe MotoGP 24 is terrible. If it is, we can always come back to MotoGP 23. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Oh, a little bit eager upon the brakes, and Jack Miller's gone through. Temporarily, albeit, but that's a little mistake coming in there into the hairpin. Just a little bit too aggressive on the rear brake. I felt the rear want to come round upon itself, and that lost us a lot of time. So we will be setting a very similar lap time to the previous lap, but not quicker. That is the most important part. Across the line, that could be a 142.4 if we're not careful. Across the line, it's a 142.3, just steadily going backwards here. Keep it together. We've got 5 more laps to defend against Miller. Just caught a glimpse of the map in the left-hand corner of your screen as well. There's only 3 riders who can win this one, and the third one's a bit of a silent assassin right now. Marquez must be just watching what's going on here. He'll be just having a watching brief, seeing where Miller's strong, see where I'm weak, and then he'll pounce at some point. I don't care if it's artificial intelligence or not. If it says Marc Marquez on it, you better believe it goes for a lunge. Absolutely. Ooh, tight there to the apex. This is not working out for me. I thought we'd be pulling away, but the pressure still seems to be on. We have chains, haven't we? It's the hunter turned hunted. Great stuff so far. This has been brilliant. I'm really enjoying this race. I think that Power Steering 2 was the right decision after all. I think Power Steering 1, I don't think I would have been probably this high up. I think I'd probably be in 4th. I'd probably be in 3rd where Marquez is now, but with not enough to get through or to make any lunges. So I think 2 was the right option for today's Japanese race. So onto the brakes. Into the 90 degrees corner yet again. The gap from Miller is now increased. Our lap time has not improved, but that gap has gone up. Are we asking big questions of the number 43? The hard rear is beginning to get to that point where it'll start to rub off and it'll start to get a bit loose. I've said this many times before and I don't mind repeating myself. When that hard or medium or whatever rear tyre it is you've got, when it gets to the R at 50% degradation, you really begin to feel it and it really begins to struggle. So I'll have to pay attention to that as we go. A little bit deep there. Into turn 3. Now out to turn 4. Gap is still 4/10. This is still very much game on. One minor mistake and that's it, it's gone. The podium streak continues no matter what. In this battle, Marquez has just lost some time here. You can see him on the 3rd disc on the map as we cross the 2nd split. This is tough. This has been a great race so far, but I'm feeling the pressure a little bit. About 3.5 laps to go. Miller's definitely on it. Miller is in a charge. He's the closest he's been now since he overtook me into the hairpin curve. We could be seeing a bit of orange on the bottom of our screens in a minute. He's not over yet. He is definitely going to have a pop at me somewhere. Fortunate enough to believe that we should be okay into the 90 degrees corner. AI don't quite seem to have the power or the braking to get through into turn 9. Excuse me, turn 10. Turn 11. What am I on about? Getting all my corners mixed up now. Beginning to panic. 4/10. We're losing 5/10 on this lap. It's going to be worse. Each and every lap is just progressively going slower. I think the only respite is to know that the AI are also doing the same thing. I think this was a challenging contest here against the 120% difficulty AI. That's a bit deep though. That's wide into turn 3. That's cost us time. Do we still have the lead? We do. But Jack is still on it. I don't think we deserved any limits there, and I'm glad we didn't. Because I would feel I gave enough time back. Didn't exactly cut the corner, I just lost time. But now we have to be on our extra special behaviour to make sure that Miller doesn't catch us. I must confess, the tyres still feel really good. The double hard combination was clearly the tyre choice to use. Fun fact, the game didn't recommend me any tyres in this one today, and I don't know why. In the sprint it didn't recommend anything, and then here in the race, again, it just didn't recommend anything at all, so I don't know what's happening. 4/10 it is to Jack Miller. Even though we had that mistake, it looks like we might have the upper hand here. Half a second is the gap. As we go into the brakes here for turn 11, I think that could be it. Yeah, the gap is now a second. I think that's it. I think we've done it. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we will take the victory here at Motegi and get back to winning ways with 2 laps to go. Is he going to really catch us up now? Surely not. Our gap is, yeah, it's definitely stabilised now in the lap times. 1:42.4 once again. Providing we don't make that mistake again into turn 3, I don't see why we can't be looking at another 1:42.4. Ignoring that small mistake there on the grass. Oh, we've lost time. That was due to the momentum we lost on the grass. I didn't think it'd lose too much time, that. It's definitely lost 6/10. It's not over. It's not over at all. I thought it was. If we get this gap to a second going into turn 11, I think we've done it. It all depends on that hard braking zone. Still got plenty of fuel left as push comes to shove. I can't pull my eyes away from that top left hand corner of this screen. It's still there. Leave me alone, Jack. Please. I don't like the pressure anymore. Oh, my lap time's gone to heck. All my 142s are about to disappear here if I'm not careful. I've done every other part of this race, either high 141 or low 142. That is going to change here when it matters the most. This is the penultimate lap. 3.5 tenths of a second we still have on Jack Miller. But you never know. Ooh, tight on the curb there. That's lost us more time. We're losing a second here. This could be a 143 if we're not careful. Right when it mattered the most, I'm collapsing. It is. It's going to be a 143, this. Oh, what a shocker that is across the line. It is. So 143.034. And we have 190 points clear from the beast. Good lord. Doesn't even matter for the championship. We can take second. But you better believe I want to win. Marquez is out of this one. He's now much further behind in third place, but Jack Miller is still on it. Is he going to lunge somewhere? Will he be close enough for a would-be lunge? I don't think it's going to happen. I think we've done this not quite to perfection. I think we could have improved a lot more. We could have stayed in the good lap times. Seeing that 143 is really disappointing. But I think we've got the job done. The rear is beginning to start to slip and slide. I can feel it now when I accelerate. Just getting a bit more acceleration. I want to reduce immediately when that rear tyre starts to spin. Very careful with the tyre wears, you know. Not really that aggressive of a ride. I tend to have a lot of tyre wear no matter what. The gap's 2 tenths of a second here. I'll tell you what, it's on. Final couple of corners and this is the hairpin curve. Miller's there. Will he get through? He's not close enough, but he will have the slipstream, no doubt. Does he go for a lunge into turn 11? Surely the AI is not brave enough for that. Hard on the brakes. Into the 90 degrees corner for the final time, potentially of MotoGP 23, potentially of the season. 3 tenths of a second we have against Jack. What's going to happen here into the victory corner? It looks to be solid. Ladies and gentlemen, back to winning ways here in the Japanese GP. Marvellous victory. What a race. That has definitely got contention for the best race of the season. Marvellous. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, wow. Only me and Jack right there at the end there, fighting. 6 seconds clear for Marquez. What does that do for the championship? Puts him back to 4th. And it keeps me 190 points clear from my closest championship rival, Enea Bastianini. If I'm not mistaken now, we could win the championship the next video in Mandalika. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll leave you with that thought, and I will leave you with the Teams Championship and then the Constructors Championship. But guys, thanks for watching. I do appreciate you watching this video. I certainly hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.